Hello, this is Mark Hubert. Welcome back again. I work at one of the Apple retail store. Last night, Apple had launched the latest versions of the Mac Mini. Okay, and firstly, please kindly allow me to clarify slightly more about what exactly is the Mac Mini. To be perfectly honest, sir, as I told my customer a million times, Mac Mini is not a desktop computer. Actually, it's a laptop computer. It's not a desktop one. Okay. Mac Mini has been specifically designed to fit any of those who want to, firstly, spend the least expensive Mac. I mean, at least expensive as possible price, the lowest possible price. But the Mac Mini, because the Mac Mini doesn't come with any screen, it doesn't come with any mouse or keyboard. So firstly, lots of people tend to buy the Mac Mini because they wanted to be able to reuse their existing mouse, keyboards, and monitor. Okay, so firstly, the Mac Mini, I think the theories of the Mac Mini is firstly, Mac Mini is good for first PC switcher. If you want to switch to Mac, but if you want to pay lowest possibly price, okay, and Mac Mini allow you to reuse your existing Windows mouse, keyboards, and monitors, Mac Mini might be the right one for you. And secondly, for instance, you are a business owner. You already have 10 PC in your office, and you want to switch to Mac. In order to buy 10 iMac, it might cost you tons of money. Then you, rather than going for the iMac, you buy the Mac Mini instead. You just buy the processor of the Mac Mini. Okay? And thirdly, if you're like college students, okay, you want to spend as less as possible, so Mac Mini might be the right one for you. But as I have explained a number of times due to my podcast on YouTube, the thing is, I'll give you the conclusion first. If you don't have anything at hand, don't buy the Mac Mini. It's not going to worth the money. Because in order to buy the Mac Mini, you have to buy the screen, you have to buy the mouse, you have to buy the keyboard, you have to buy everything. You just pay slightly more, you will get the iMac. I'll give you the secret. You go to Apple website, you go to Mac Mini, and you check on the Mac Mini tech specs. You will see that Apple had hidden the details about the hard drive. The iMac hard drive running at the speeds of 7,200 RPM, but the Mac Mini hard drive is running at the speed of only 5,400 RPM. Okay, but in general, Apple will not unveil this because the motherboard of the Mac Mini is the MacBook Pro motherboard. You get what I mean? So let's see. I have read a number of web pages, okay, concerning the latest Mac Mini specs. So I'm going to give you the conclusion. It's now available in only two configurations: the regular one and the server one. Okay. I'm going to talk about the server one later on in another clips, but this time I will inform you about the regular one. The processor speed is only 2.4 gigahertz. Sounds similar. 2.4 gigahertz. The RAM is only 2 gigs of RAM, but this time Mac Mini allows you to increase the RAM from 2 gigs up to 8 gigs. The hard drive is 320 gigabytes. And the graphic card is pretty much the same as the MacBook Wise and the MacBook Pro. It's NVIDIA 320M. Okay, so this is all specifications. This is very easy to understand. Let me give you some sort of very professionally summarized and conclusions about the things that have been changed. Firstly, this time Apple put on the HDMI port onto the Mac Mini, and every Mac Mini comes with an adapter called HDMI to DVI. And the good news is, this time, if you hook your Mac Mini up to any external monitors or televisions through the HDMI port, this time you can transfer both sounds and image. To be perfectly honest, in general, HDMI is not so new for Apple. We've been using HDMI a number of years before because they put the HDMI port on the Apple TV before. So I think the huge breakthrough is supposed to be the HDMI port this time. Secondly, Apple add the SD card slot. But it's laughable, it's ridiculous because it's not universal SD card support. It supports only one size. Okay? So in general, it's not very practical because if you use like micro SD card, you might have to buy an external USB. And thirdly, I've been working with Mac for almost 6 years. I've been struggling and frustrating about how to open up the enclosures of the Mac Mini. Okay, I need a special tool to open up the enclosure, but this time it's much simpler. Because this time, Apple creates some sort of openable lid underneath the Mac Mini, and this time, it's very easy to add the RAM. Okay, just open up the lid underneath the Mac Mini. It's pretty much the same like when you were buying some sort of a speaker from JBL and you want to open up the lid to put the battery, double batteries inside. It's pretty much the same. This time you can increase the RAM by yourself just without any types of tool in the world. It's very easy. And lastly, I think they changed. It has a 1.4 inch thin, so it's pretty thin. And the RAM, so the motherboards are to increase the RAM from 2 gigs up to 8 gigs. These aforementioned technical details about the Mac Mini, they are not new at all. Okay, these are the existing specifications of the MacBook Pro. Because as I said earlier on this tape, Mac Mini is not a desktop, it's a laptop. So it cannot handle heavy-duty tasks like playing heavy games or do Final Cut Pro or do Maya or 3D Max, okay? But it works fine for just regular office tasks like probably accountant applications or probably surfing the web, answer email, typing Word, Excel, and PowerPoint document. That would be extremely perfect. But it won't be like adequate for high-end gaming experience, very expensive gaming experience. The Mac Mini will not be adequate for any of those tasks. Okay, so lastly, let me give you this summary. To be perfectly honest, if you don't have anything now, you're now starting from zero. Please, from my heart, do not go for the Mac Mini. You're gonna throw your money away. Okay? But if you just bought a very expensive Samsung or LaCie or Sony monitors, you just bought a very high-end expensive Microsoft and mouse, Microsoft keyboards and everything, and you don't want to sacrifice them and change for the whole bunch of Mac mouse and keyboards and monitor. And there was a very nice idea. Some of my clients, they have decided to buy the Mac Mini because they hate the iMacs and also those MacBooks and MacBook Pro glossy screen. Because the Mac Mini give you the opportunity. The Mac Mini give you the opportunity to change your own screen. You can select your most preferred screen as you like. If you don't like the glossy screens, you can buy any screen on earth. Any screen that can hook up to HDMI connectivity or DVI. That would be perfect then. So again, 2.4 for the processor, 320 gig for the hard drive, 2 gigs of RAM can be increased up to 8, and NVIDIA 302M, same as the MacBook Wise and the MacBook Pro. Well, I got the things. Thanks for watching, and may the right Mac be with you and take good care of spending money on your Mac. Thank you.